Hey guys, it's me, Takani, and as an autistic person, I struggle with making introductions to my video because I don't know what to say. Basically, we're getting ready with me putting on some makeup and reading some autism memes while I very badly explain to you how they may or may not be true for me, as all autistic people are different people, remember that. And if you stay till the end of the video, I'll show you guys my freaking needle felted stuff because I got into needle felting. Let's just go ahead and dive right into the memes as I apply some primer. It says, "Gonna stop telling people I'm autistic. It just alienates me more. Now I'll say I'm overwhelmed and leaving this party where everyone is drunk and it smells like Febreze and cat litter because I'm a Virgo." They'd be like, "Yes, earth sign, go home and alphabetize something, queen." Oh my god. Yes, it really does feel like people kind of constantly ignore others' overstimulations because they just don't relate to it and they don't get it. Like, for example, I went to my cousin's house this weekend, which was so much fun, but really out of my comfort zone. I'm in a new place, there's cats, and like I have dogs, but I did it for them because I love hanging out with them, and it's good for exposure to leave your house and stuff and not be in your house 24/7. We were playing Catan, this game, which by the way is so much fun, but it's really strategic, which is great and I enjoy that, except for the fact that like when it's your turn, you really have to sit there and think. And do you know how uncomfortable it is to sit there and think while other people are waiting for you to think so that way they can sit there and think? It was really stressful because even though nobody was rushing me, I was feeling rushed and stressed about it. You know, it was still fun, but as we were playing, my aunt was watching TV and I couldn't hear them talking because the TV was on. Even though like the TV was a lower volume, everything just kind of sounded like muffled nonsense. Even though I could like hear the words, I couldn't like absorb them. So I had to go out of my comfort zone again and ask them to turn off the TV so we could focus on playing the game, and my aunt played her Switch instead. You know, it was really difficult, but I did it, and I'm proud of me for doing that because they're family and they care. It's okay to ask for accommodations in groups of people that are your chosen family and that you feel comfortable around. They're probably going to make that accommodation for you because they don't want you to be uncomfortable. It was also my first time ever playing the game, so they thought that I just needed to be able to focus more so I can understand playing the game, which, yeah, that's also true. So both of those things, you know, are reasons that they were kind enough to accommodate me by shutting off the TV so I could play Catan and actually enjoy it and actually hear things. And we also played a bunch of like other games like Jackbox party games, which are honestly so much fun. Okay, now that I have applied this primer, I am going to probably not start with foundation because I usually do, and then I have to wipe it all off. So I think I'm gonna actually go ahead and start with these little eyeshadows. Alright, so I am using these NYX palettes, whatever these ones are, because this dress kind of makes me feel like a Greek goddess. So I'm kind of going that inspiration for the eye makeup, even though makeup is kind of difficult, but you know, hey, it's the year of doing stuff because I can. Jesus Christ, holy shit. Go down. Go down. That's probably a little less bright. Is that fine? That's probably fine. So this says, "Me, when the lights are too bright, it's a little too warm. Approximately 2 conversations are occurring nearby, and I can feel my bones." Literally, we don't turn on the big light in the living room. We have a corner light that we have to climb on the couch to turn on because when the big light is on, it's just so overwhelming. Like, it's just so, like, I can't enjoy anything. And, like, we have to turn that off. We also have, like, a huge bay window, so it's nice and bright in there mostly anyway. But having, like, the big lights on, Ugh. But I hate when I'm out in public and I'm having a conversation with someone and I can't hear them because other people are talking. Obviously, I'm not going to tell those other people to stop because they deserve to be out in public and it's not their fault that I'm having a hard time listening to somebody. But most of the time, I could just ask my friend if we can just go somewhere quieter or hang out at a home instead of at a freaking coffee shop. Listen, if I'm going out to a place to eat, I'm just eating. I don't want to have like long-term conversations. I want to eat, get my leftovers, and get out of there. And then we come back home and do my favorite thing, parallel play, where we sit on the couch and either watch something together or I play, I draw on my tablet or my needle felting stuff. Or, listen, I've been doing so many hobbies. Like, I really cannot wait to show you my needle felting stuff because honestly, I think I did a pretty good job. Anyway, I definitely relate with feeling overwhelmed when there is just so much happening at once because we're absorbing all of these sensories and it's just like, ugh, the stupid hair thing keeps like sliding up, which is also r/mildly infuriating. So I think I am going to go with like this. I probably won't even show you any of the makeup later, but like this color. You'll see it on my face. Okay, listen, this isn't a tutorial. Don't follow me. Don't do what I'm doing. We're just here to hang out. I can't be trusted, honestly. So, but this meme says, don't like eye contact, pick up random things they find, and make random noises. And it's a picture of an Enderman from Minecraft. And then it says, are Endermen autistic? Which I definitely do pick up random things I found, and I do make random noises. Oh my god, and I am very uncomfortable with eye contact. It's even difficult to make eye contact with the camera because it feels like it's making eye contact, even though it's not, it's a camera. But it just does. It's just really, really, ooh, you know? I don't know really why we have trouble making eye contact. I don't know, just, I'm talking to somebody, I can't focus on their eyes. I have to, like, listen to them with my ears. So I like to just kind of like look around at other things because if I'm staring at your eyes, I'm not absorbing what you're saying because I'm too busy trying to keep up the mask of looking in your eyes, you know? Not me struggling with multitasking. Alright, so I got that eyeshadow on, and then I'm gonna do like a darker color on the outside and then probably like a lighter color. I think I'm actually going to do like the dark gold on the outside because I think that would look fun. This meme says, everyone on the sub, nearly all my trauma has been a result of my family. Me. And then it's, oh crap, what is his name? Oh my god. I know he's from Futurama. I used to watch this show all the time. The main character guy. I don't know, it'll come to me. From Futurama, and it says, hey, give a little credit to our public schools. And like I said before, it says, nearly all my trauma has been a result of my family. So what this meme is saying is that all their trauma has been a result of their family and the public schools, which I would agree. My family, well, my parents weren't emotionally mature. It really is like hard to learn how to control your own emotions and also learn the world around you that doesn't really make sense, and you don't know why there are these so many rules that you don't understand that everyone just kind of knows, like how much eye contact is a appropriate amount of eye contact, how much eye contact's too much. I was always either making too little or too much eye contact. There was never like people just didn't like that. And like every time someone would be like, stop rolling your eyes, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I literally thought rolling my eyes meant like that, and it's like, who does that? Like, not me. But like apparently rolling your eyes means like you're like this, you know, like you're looking up. It's like your eyes are rolling back. I don't know. They're not even rolling, okay? But eyes don't roll, alright? Actually, I have no idea. I'm not an eye doctor. You should talk to your optometrist if eyes roll, and I have no idea if eyes roll or not. I'll actually probably put a video here that shows what eyeballs do. But yeah, so a lot of trauma being from family and bullying, definitely I can relate to that. All right, and I will be right back with another part of my eyeballs done. I feel like this light is burning my face, which I'm sure isn't actually the case. I'm sure that's not what's happening, but I can feel the light in every part of me. And I think I'm going to do some brown eyeliner today because I heard that it looks good. Alright, so this next meme, it says, "Coworker, nice day out, huh? Me, who watched a 2-hour documentary on the Hindenburg disaster the night before and is desperately trying to share this information. Yeah, a real nice day. Not like May 6, 1937 in Germany." And that is seriously so funny. One of my special interests is psychology, and another one is medieval history. This is like coming off of my head, but I kind of don't mind because then I don't have to feel it around my head. It's medieval history and psychology. So I spend a lot of my time watching stuff about medieval history and psychology, like why people e-beg, which I actually am writing a video on that, or how technology really affects children, writing a video on that, trigger warnings, like just a bunch of stuff. I have a whole bunch of videos that I have either written or am writing that like are literally just me info dumping stuff that I learned to you because I'm just really excited to share information. My partner doesn't like it when he comes home and I'm just throwing information at him like a book. He's not a big fan of that. So instead I write these videos and I make him watch these with me. Hello, husband. This is so relatable. I feel like a lot of autistic people, particularly me, just love to share new information that we learned. It's exciting to learn new information, and it's also us trying to connect with that person. Maybe not in the case of like coworker, unless they just really like that coworker. But for me, like if I'm like throwing information at you when we're hanging out and it's just us, like I probably like hanging out with you and I'm like, here's some useful stuff that I learned that you might like to know. And and it's just, you know, just kind of how it is. So here is another meme. It says, "When you're autistic and trying to hold a conversation, but the other person is hardly talking back and you're running out of appropriate topics." Oh my god. Yeah, like I definitely feel like I carry a lot of conversations with people, which I am trying not to do as much because, you know, while friendship is gonna be hard, especially for someone who's neurodivergent like me, it doesn't have to be the most difficult thing in the world. If I'm like having a conversation with you and you're not really saying much back, I'm either gonna assume that you're extremely interested in what I have to say and probably keep throwing more of that information at you, or that you absolutely hate my guts and you don't want to be around me and you're like, why is she talking? Oh my god, please stop talking. This one says, "Boomers, there was no autism when I was in school. Autistic kids when boomers were in school." And then it's Patrick and Mr. Krabs tied up and thrown in a storage room. Literally, there's so many autistic people that probably don't even know that they're autistic because they just don't realize what they do is different. Like, my dad loves Stephen King so much and loves like DVDs and just had an absolute wall collection of just DVDs and Stephen King books, and you could not touch them. You could touch the Stephen King books, but the collection of DVDs, if you did touch them, you had to put them exactly back where they were. And he liked to organize them sometimes from actor. He likes to organize them sometimes from, I don't know if he ever actually organized them alphabetically or not, but I remember him going through and organizing it by actor. And it's like, well, what do you do if, what if it has Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler in it? Where does it go? Does it go in the Jim Carrey section or does it go in the Adam Sandler section? Well, apparently it goes in the section of where he's the main character at. The main character is what determines what section that they go into. Which, now that I think about it, actually kind of makes sense. Not judging, okay? Yeah, so I just think that's kind of funny to me. I'm taking this off because it's just annoying me. It's just slipping on off my head anyway, and I don't understand the purpose of it. It holds your hair back for like foundation or something. Which, like, you know what else holds your hair back for like foundation and something? Freaking hair ties, okay? So I'll just put that bad boy up there, you know? So yeah, like, you know, people were bullying people that were different since the beginning of time, you know, since the beginning of bullying. Like, people do not like people to not behave how they think you should behave. If you're behaving a little differently, they know. I don't know how they know. But to be fair, I also kind of can figure out if someone is neurodivergent or not, usually, because they're not following these social rules supposed to follow that I spent my whole life trying to pay attention to, which is why I like psychology so much. Psychology is just the rule book on life, you know what I mean? Not life, but like the brain. And how you talk to people all depends on their brain, like perspective bias, how a lot of people will project their insecurities onto someone else. So a lot of attacks are actually like them just being like, when I fought with my mother and she kept yelling at me that like the whole family hates me, which is not true. But it's because she had that insecurity of the family not liking her because that was something that she deeply feared, you know. I mean, that's just what it is. But back in the day when you got overwhelmed and you had tantrums or you were overstimulated or stuff like that, well, they put you in insane asylums, you know, and then they like gave you a lobotomy, which is where they stuck something in your eye to sever, I don't remember what it's called, but they severed this, I don't know, but it took a lot of like the personality and stuff, the frontal lobe maybe, I don't know. Let me go ahead and put this eyeliner on, and then we'll be back for more memes. Something Bateman from the Psycho movie. I'm sorry, I'm so bad. Patrick Bateman from the Psycho movie. Is it from the Psycho movie? American Psycho. From American Psycho. It's Patrick Bateman from American Psycho sweating while the text says, when I accidentally use personality number 5 with friend group 3. That is so funny because I feel like me personally, I definitely morph to whatever friend group I'm kind of hanging with because, you know, people enjoy different things too, and I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Like, if I'm with my friends that like golf, okay, to be fair, I don't have that many friends. Let me just make that clear. So, and most of my friends are pretty similar. But like my partner, I can be like my 100% like my authentic self, you know, where I talk about anything and everything that interests me. And then like with my cousins, I might be more inclined to talk about things that I know they're interested in. Like, for example, I like Junji Ito, which is a manga horror artist. And I really like his stuff, and I know that my cousin likes that stuff, so like I'll talk more about that with them. Or like my cousin's partner likes golf, so I might talk more about golf with them. That's just being like a good like friend, and you know, like just engaging in someone else's interest, especially if you guys have a shared interest, maybe just amping up your interest in it much more than like other people do, maybe. I don't know, like some people just don't do that. They just talk about whatever they want to talk about and they're fine with it. But I like to cater what I'm talking about with my friends who I'm with at the time, you know? It's just better that way. Nobody wants to hear me talk about psychology except for my partner and maybe you guys. I don't know. But yeah, so this is the makeup. I put gold on my eyes and brown eyeliner, and I kind of dig it with this look. I was gonna put on foundation, but don't want to do that because I don't like the feel of foundation on my skin. Am I gonna cut these off? I shouldn't. I'm definitely gonna cut these off because they're annoying. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I read some autism memes and put on some makeup. If you related to any, let me know down below which ones you related to, or maybe which ones you didn't relate to. Oh, and before I go, so my needle felting stuff. Okay, so I needle felted this lady. First off, it's a finger puppet unintentionally, but it ended up being a finger puppet. So I needle felted this lady and stitched her and stuff. Like, she got her little hair, you know, she got her little hands, like, you know, she looked cute. Do you guys like it? Isn't it cute? And then, okay, the reason I got into needle felting is my partner got me this little jumping spider, which is what got me into needle felting. I was like, wow, this is so cool, because I had a phase where I was really into jumping spiders, and I was talking about them a lot, so my partner went and found this on Etsy and bought it for me. I'll even link the Etsy name right here if you guys are interested in getting these, but aren't they so cute? Look at him! He came with a little pumpkin, but the pumpkin is elsewhere. I don't know where the pumpkin is. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. He was hanging out at the top, but I knocked him down recently, so it probably fell somewhere behind my desk that I can't see. But yeah, isn't he cute? So with this, I did my best. Here's my first needle felted project. Look at him. Isn't he cute? It's a spider too. It's a little jumping spider. Listen, he's doing his best, okay? That's not bad for like a first one. I think I made his legs a little too long perhaps, but you know, it's pretty good, I think. Like I worked pretty hard on this, and I'm really excited about how he turned out. He's even got his little front legs and stuff. Isn't he cute? So that was my first needle felted project, and then I needle felted this doll for an upcoming stop motion project that I'm making. So yeah, so this is the little needle felted art projects that I did by myself. Just like buying needle felted stuff, looking into bare basics, and the bare basics were stab until it's at where you want it to be. Pretty much that's all it is. So I've been enjoying needle felting. So yeah, why don't you tell me what hobby you were working on while watching this, or if you weren't, that's cool too. But if you were, or you're someone like me who starts a bunch of new hobbies, let me know what you're doing down below. The only way to find out what you enjoy is to do things, even if like you might not enjoy them at first. Why not? I pricked my fingers so many times. It was awful. I had a lot of fun making it, and I would have never gotten into needle felting if it wasn't for my partner getting into my jumping spider phase by giving me a needle felted jumping spider, which, how exciting. So I hope you guys take the time to enjoy some sort of pleasure in your life, whatever that is, if that's just relaxing, if it's trying a new hobby. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next video. Bye guys!